Crafting Vicky here with you. Surprise, I'm here early this month. I have some news to share with you guys, and yeah, so a life update, if you may. I have my job has been abolished. So basically, as you knew if you follow my channel, last year I was sick with depression, and I still worked through most of my sick leave, a few hours every day, and I tried to increase. And by mid-November I was working back full-time, and I've been at my job for in different instances, but in the director position I've been in there since 2019. But overall I've been with this company for 9.5 years, so quite a long time, and a lot of history, lots of knowledge, obviously, and I guess, you know, they couldn't fire me because obviously I have been doing a good job. Otherwise they would have let me go way before. But the way they did it is by hiring a vice president, and so they didn't need my position anymore. So they say. So now I have to decide what I want to do with the rest of my life. It's a strange thing to think when you're 55. It's more something that you think about when you're younger. But at the same time, I'm at this crossroad. The past few years have been hard in my field, and I felt a lot of stress. And obviously, it's not good for your body to be under stress for long periods of time. So now I feel like I really need to take a little breather, and I need to recoup and decide what I want to do. I'm not sure that I want to go back full-time. Obviously, whatever I decide, if I don't decide to go back full-time, and even if I do, depending on the position I apply to, it means changes in the way my family lives, because you know, it's a loss of income, and so yeah, and now I have to decide what I want to do, and and if I go part-time, well, obviously I'm not gonna be making as much money at all. I have to be careful that whatever, if I go part-time, hopefully it would be remote, just because at the end of the day, if you consider buying clothes, buying gas, and all of those things, it better be worth actually going to do the job. So yeah, those are all the decisions that I have to make at this point. And or what I would love is to do what I love to do, which is YouTube, which is Patreon, which is my Etsy store. But in order for that to happen, obviously, it has, you know, I need to make more sales. I need to, for this to be more profitable. I love making content, but it's not, YouTube is not what pays the bill. So yeah, that's all the reflection I've been doing. It's not easy, and I'm sure I'm gonna get comments of support, so thank you. I appreciate every single one of you, and I really appreciate the time that you take in making comments on my videos. So I also decided, well, as you knew already, I had planned that I was gonna make more merchandise, handmade merchandise to put in my Etsy store, and so now I'm gonna even work harder on that. and as such, we're going to be making cards today that will showcase that, and eventually those will go into the store when I have done the little folder and everything, because I'm still working on those. And I didn't, let's just say that last week I was in shock. So that was mostly what happened during the week. I was not it took, and I still feel in shock. A bit like after you've had an accident, how you're the day of, you don't necessarily feel all the pain, but as as it progresses, and you do, so it's it's difficult. And it was a difficult way to leave as well. I wasn't able to say goodbye to my team. They escorted me out of the building as if I was a thief. So it was difficult, to say the least. I wish after all that time I would have had the time to at least say goodbye to my team. But it wasn't possible. And sorry for the the emotion. So anyway, it is what it is. I do believe that God works in mysterious ways, and that sometimes doors shut, and it's for the best, and better things come about, and that's what I'm thinking that's gonna happen. I didn't expect to be emotional. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Overall, other than the way it was managed, like I said, I feel more at peace. It was the first Sunday yesterday that we're actually Monday that I'm filming this, and I'm hoping to post this for tomorrow, which would be Tuesday. We shall see. But yesterday was the first Sunday in I don't know how long that I wasn't dreading the full day, knowing that work was coming. So that in itself is a really good thing, and I think for my family overall, if we can make this manage this, then it's gonna be a good thing. But like I said, I was expecting to work a few years more. I wasn't expecting right now. But I'm still working, doing all the stuff that I'm doing, which I love. So that's a much different scenario, because I really do love doing this, and being able to do more is exciting to me, like really exciting. And I was making the kits this morning. I'm going to share with you, because basically we're going to make cards with playing cards. And I was updating new kits and updating the background and ones, and so like I was really excited to put those together. And it's been a long time since I felt that excited and happy about it. So quite happy on that side of stuff. If you do want to support me and my channel, one of the ways to do so is through Patreon. Obviously, thank you to all my Patreon. You mean so much to me. And one of the things that I do for them every month is offer them freebie sheets. So I wanted to share with you guys what I did with these freebies. So they've been asking for more manly, for me to do more manly cards. And because basically what happens on Patreon is that I put a post up, and everybody puts comments of what type of card video they would like to see the following month, and then I put a poll out and they choose. right now we've got a 3-way, so I'm waiting to the end of today to see which 2 videos are going to happen, because what I've decided to do to thank all my Patreon is to add an extra video to the Peep tier, which is the $2 tier. So they will be getting 2 videos, which means like every other tier also gets that extra video, and they also get the freebies. And the videos that were chosen for the month of March so far looks like it's going to be mostly teenage boys, which is really hard, honestly, to do teenage boys. I have my nephew's birthday that's coming up, and honestly, I'm going to be using one of those cards to make to use for his birthday, because I struggle. So I made some images. There's also Easter cards that might pop up. If that's the case, then I'm probably going to make a few more freebie sheets in the month, just because these don't go with it. So yeah, in case you're wondering how I make my images, I make them with AI, and then I modify them using my Photoscape software, and I make the sentiments myself, and I put this on a document that's in PDF format, so then they can print whatever page that they want, which is awesome, because if you want more of one page than another, then it's perfect. And if you use one, then you can reprint it. So yeah, so this is the first page. Then this, so I asked my Patreon what type of, because somebody said that they had a boy teen that was his birthday was coming up, and I asked what type of stuff he likes to do, and she mentioned sports. So, and I didn't know which sports, so I figured I was going to cover pretty much all the bases. Obviously, there's more sports that are available, but I went obviously with the sports that I know most about, and that are mostly played in North America, because that's where I live. But I tried to cover all bases, and I figured that those images could also be used for men cards, and they could also be used for Father's Day that's coming up. So basically I have also this. So I've got hockey, I've got baseball, I've got mountain biking or biking, I've got tennis, I've got American football, I've got soccer or football depending on where you're in the world, more baseball. Then I've got basketball, and I did a basketball with the sentiment and one without. And I've put like this here. You can put, I put like, hope your birthday is a home run, but then you can remove the home run and put fabulous. I wanted to give them different options. And then I've provided 3 background pages. Those backgrounds are done by me. I purchased an iPad. I finally purchased an iPad, and I've been working on it to make digital backgrounds, and eventually I would like to also draw on it, or be able to do collage. That's something that I really would like to do. Courtney from Little Raven, I think it's Little Raven Ink, she made beautiful collage sheets, and I would love to be able to do that, so you know, add texture and different elements to my pages. So that's it. So if you're interested, you can go on into Patreon to subscribe. I'll have the link down below. What's also new now is that on Patreon I can also sell posts. So I'm selling the freebie sheets. So if you don't want to go and join for a month, you can just purchase the freebie sheets from there, and you can also purchase specific videos that I've done, and those are also listed. I don't necessarily list all of them. I've listed a few that I thought would be interesting, like a studio tour. So though there's that. So that's the first thing that I wanted to mention. The next thing is I've provided this before on Etsy. Oh, also on Etsy, I'm not putting all my digital sets anymore there. They're all over on Patreon. The reason for that is Etsy charges me for listing items. Whether they're gonna sell or not, I still get charged a fee for it. And because of that, it you know, like for items that are small value, like a digital kit, it removes a lot of the value from it. And at one point I had to stop like putting some of the kits because they weren't selling enough, and it was costing me money to put them out, which is kind of sad because you don't know when somebody's gonna want to have a set. So now what's fun with Patreon is that the way they work is I only get charged if it gets sold. So that's a much better way. So all the digital stuff has gone there. However, anything that's physical, like the cards that I'm going to be showing you, those cannot be sold through Patreon. It's only digital content. So things that you can print by yourself and that you can download by yourself once you've purchased, or videos that you can, you know, once you've purchased it, then you have access to view it. So all the digital stuff, if you're interested in any of my sentiments, you go on Patreon to find them. And like I said, I'll put a link down below so that if you're interested, you can go and check it out. It's always in the description, but I'll put it higher up just in case you're interested. And if I think about it, I might actually pin a comment, like put it in the comment, but I might not think about it. So one of the things that I've added on Etsy is I've decided to make more playing card kits. So I'm adding 2 new sets. This is one of them, and I've updated also the background ones. So now I have 9. I'm gonna have 9 sets of playing cards that can be used as card toppers, and I really think they're fun to use. So these are all the ones from this set, and obviously these are all vintage playing cards. So some of them might be a little bit yellowed or a little bit worn if they've been played with, but I think that adds to the fun of them. So those are all the ones that are included in this set, which I think is really fun. And the last set, the number 9, it's a mix of animals with masculine images and a few backgrounds. So that's new in my store, and I will also put that in the description. So now I need to decide what I want to do. 5 cards for the sets that I'm going to be selling, and I need to decide what type of image I want to use. I know I want to use this set. I don't think I have enough butterflies to do 5 cards, so I think I might do flowers, because that I think I would have enough. I could use this one, but all of these have a white edge to them, so I'm thinking that it might be better if I was to use all these ones, and then maybe I can use that one on top of the little folder. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I will be using these. I think it's really fun that they already have a little edge. I've pulled out some lace next to me. Hopefully I've got all the tools I need. I've been blabbing for 20 minutes, so this is going to be a very long video. And yeah, I just wanted to give you all an update as to what was going on as well. As you know, when I make a set of cards, I like to have papers that are unified. So what I'm thinking, and probably I'll leave a white border. Well, maybe not. It's kind of beige versus the stark white. So I probably won't be leaving the white because this is way too white. Yeah, this is way, way, way too white. Papers of that nature that are more like beige. Or do I? I don't think so. And honestly, for the inside of cards, you want the cards to be pale, so that you can easily write in them, or you need to put something on them. So I don't think. Well, I have these. Actually, I have these here. I would have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would look better, actually, than this. Yes. So I think I'm going to use these. Thank God I checked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got the 5. I also had these, but I feel like it's too dark. I want something brighter. Okay, and what I thought would be fun might be distressing the edges. So I've got my distress tool. It's right over here. And I've got some flowers as well. So I've got all sorts of things. And I pulled out some inks that I thought might be fun. Because I didn't know exactly what type of flowers or butterfly or what image I was going to use. I never quite know until I actually get down to making cards. I've also pulled out, so like I said, I like to have my cards unified. And I pulled out these papers that I've had in my stash for a long time. And I thought those could be fun. So there's this here. However, there's how many pattern or in the same 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 pages that are the same. And I was thinking that because of the shape, it might be sufficient. Like I could possibly do 2 with 1 piece. So if depending on what I choose, I would have enough. But it's all stripes. Is it all stripes? Yeah, it's all stripes and birds. And I don't feel the birds and I don't feel the stripes. So that one goes away. I have this one. Same type of thing, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But 4 would be sufficient for what I need. So that could be a fun one. Like I kind of like this pale green. Some really bright colors. But I've got oranges, so I can't go with reds. I don't feel like reds would be a good thing. This is too flowery. There's this, but it seems a bit blah. Too blue. Green might be good. Like that could be pretty. Like I have to have all of them be pretty with the colors. I think that might work for all of them. There's this one, but it's a bit too green. Like the other one is a little bit less because there's a lot of yellow. It's a strange pattern. No. This grid could be very fun. I'm gonna put a little thing. feels like such a fresh color for spring. That's a bit what I'm thinking, you know. And pinks are not gonna go. And I don't have like really, there's that one. That could also work, actually. That one would be very pretty as well. Okay, so it depends on what else I'm going to use. So I've put a piece of paper in that one. I'll put a piece of paper here. Because I need some other, I don't want to just have that paper. So I also have this here, which is, I said, even bigger. And it's double-sided. So that one also could be used, because it's so big, it could be used for multiple, so long as I have multiple pages of the same thing. So like, for example, I have 2 pages, so it would be sufficient. And I've got, like, the paper is quite big, and it could cover a big chunk of the page. And like this one would be very pretty, actually. And if I was to put something like that on top, that could feel really fresh and sweet. I don't want them to be all the same, but I've got lace, so I could add some lace to some of them. I could add, I have this here, a little piece of a doily, but I'm not sure I want to do that. I've got seam binding that I could use and make little bows. That could be fun. I also have flowers. Where are my flowers? Like, I've got flowers like these. But I'm not sure I want to put flower with a flower. So now that doesn't really work. What else do I have? I have bling that I could use, obviously. I do have some buttons. What about buttons? Like, I have button, like that could be fun. Or I have, like, this one would go with the paper. So that could be a fun embellishment. So I've got the buttons that are close. What else do I have that's close by? I think that's about it in terms of embellishment that are really close to me right now. But I think that could be something really fun, and I like the color combo. Now the decision is going to be, so I guess I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that one. So I'm going to need at least 2 pages of it. Now the big decision is going to be, do I put, I could put another layer under that. I have this here, which is fairly similar to this paper. So I could put something like that and layer it even more, you know? So that could be fun. Also had in one of my papers, my paper packs, it had these things here. I was wondering if a card could fit in. It could, but it's a bit weird. and it wouldn't really go on this. So I think probably this would be the best bet. Now, do I edge them? Or do I leave them as they are? Like, do I distress the edges? And if I do I put ink? Now, my aged mahogany and the Victorian velvet are not, like, I'm not too interested, but maybe the frayed burlap, because burlap is not that dark, right? So let's take another type of card, just similar type of material. And where are my daubers? I have spare daubers somewhere, and of course can't find them. I'll probably find them right after. Oh, there they are. I was gonna say I was gonna find them right after I finish the filming, because that's always how it happens. Yeah, see, that would be very pale, but it would age it a little bit versus this. However, like, because it's an older card, it's already a bit frayed. But the thing is, if I am to use this, it's gonna make it white, the edge. So I think the burlap would be a nice thing to add to it. Okay, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I can distress those first. Maybe I can cut this. I can fold this first. So fold all 5. And the good thing is there's a folding line, so technically they should fold straight versus how I usually do it, which is always a little bit crooked. Just how I end up rolling. And I feel like it makes things seem more authentic. They're definitely handmade. So there's that. So I hope you're all doing well. I'm anxious for for spring to show up so that I can actually go and take walks. It's been a really, like, yesterday was beautiful. It's beautiful today, but it's really cold. And there's ice, and I'm always afraid, because when I go take walks I end up slipping and sliding and then hurting myself. So I'm anxious for spring to appear so that I can go and take walks and enjoy nature more. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm gonna see, there's a part of it that's more orange and a part that's more blue, so probably I should use the more blue with a card that has a little bit more blue. And I'm gonna have to either, I could, you know what, as I was going to say, I'm gonna have to cut the corners because they're rounded. But now I'm thinking maybe I should round the corners, because the cards are rounded, so maybe it would give a softer feel, and it'd be different than what I usually do, because I usually don't round the corners. Okay, so let's try to see at least if I've got enough to do 3 cards per paper, because otherwise, yeah, I would be good, because otherwise that's going to be a problem. I would not have enough paper. And this is a good way of using it, because honestly on that page, that side, I wouldn't use that tree. It would be cool. It would have been a cool way to do a scrapbooking page, and I believe that's why I had purchased that paper set. It was fairly expensive too. It was like 10 bucks. which at the time I'm surprised that I bought that. It might have been on sale though, because honestly, like I don't usually buy papers that expensive. And that's the thing too. Now I have to, like, I wasn't buying supplies anyway, but now I have to be even more careful. So I'm gonna try to. I'm also taking charge of the groceries versus my husband. My husband was usually the one making the groceries, going for the grocery store, because of the fact that I was usually working during the week at my office job, and then on the weekends I would work for Patreon or for Etsy. So usually my task was doing the laundry, and his was doing the groceries. But now I'm going to be doing the groceries, and hopefully save some money on that, because he doesn't check the deals. I'm going to be checking the deals. That's for sure. But yeah, it's I'm curious, do you do the groceries, and if so, and if not, does your spouse check the deals, or he doesn't? Like, I'd be very curious to know. Like the specials and stuff like that. And the thing too is sometimes he would buy stuff that was on special, but then he wouldn't know what to do with it, and then it'd get wasted in the fridge, which annoys me to no end, and means that you waste money at the end of the day. So now I'm like meal planning. I'm making sure that I've got a list of the meals I'm going to be making with those, and I actually put them on the fridge so that everybody knows what we're going to be eating. And I'm also starting to can again and dehydrate stuff as well. And if I can stay at home, I would probably be growing some of my veggies this summer, because that's one thing too that I had to let go of, because there's only so many hours in a day and I can't do everything. So it would be very cool if I can start doing that again. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna round off the corners, but now I want to add this. Now, how big? Because of course I'm going to be putting the cards on this, right? That's what we said. I think it's enough to put it like this. So probably around there, let's say, just to have an example. And the thing too is I'm going to be able to go and shop for Etsy items at thrift stores during the week, which is also going to be nice, because that's also something that I would have to go at night or at on the weekends. And okay, so of course if I'm gonna put like ribbon, then maybe I can put it a little bit bigger. And the ones that I don't put ribbon, let's say, and I just put a button, then I could put it smaller. So I could have two different sizes, let's say. But will this be sufficient to have enough? Oh yes, it's gonna be plenty. Thank God though there's 4 sheets of this, because I would not have enough. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this. Whoops. At least try to do some of the cuts ahead of time, this video is very long. I know that you guys always say that you like long videos, and of course I was chatting away at the beginning, so not making any cards. If you're not liking the chatting, you can obviously speed up the videos. I try to say that, but you know, sometimes I forget to tell you, and you don't have to tell me. Like, ended, and it's all good. You know, you watch the video the best way that you, what makes you happy, because that's life is too short to be miserable. And that's something I don't want to be anymore. Like, I want to enjoy my life more and enjoy my family more. Because you never know. Like, I was speaking to my daughter this past weekend. I've been spending a lot of time with her. Her boyfriend is away for work. So I've been spending a lot of time with her on, like, we'll call through Messenger. And we'll chat for a while. It's been really nice being able to do that with her. Okay, so I've got green and I've got blue, so I can decide at the time which one I want. I just want to make sure that I've got no pencil marks, and I was sure that I had some, but maybe when I cut the paper I removed them. I don't know. It's weird. One thing for sure is I'm going to be rounding the papers, so I can decide which one I want, and then I'm going to be, so the blue would be pretty with this one. Then I could use, where am I could use, this one is definitely not that side, so it would be this side. So I would go, let's say, with that, which is more orangey. And then this one is also more orangey, so I would go, let's say, with this one. And then I could go with bluish, or I could go with greenish, but I guess it would probably be better, because this one is prettier with the blue. Why do I feel like I'm missing a card? I am missing a card. No kidding, I'm feeling like I'm missing. Okay, so I could do 2 blue. These 2 blues. And this one I could do in green. Actually, no. Yes, I could do with the green. More greenish color. Because I think it would be better. Well, there is a little bit of blue here. And yeah, maybe I keep it with the blue so that I don't introduce another color to this. Okay, so there are those. Now I'm gonna have this on top. And let's say this on top of that. So this one, let's say I want to put a ribbon. So this one I leave bigger. This one, yeah, it's, where's my pencil? I was telling my daughter, like, I keep losing my stuff when I'm crafting. It's really annoying. And you guys are probably seeing exactly where it is. Unless it's hidden underneath something, obviously. And yelling at me to just take it out. Okay, so this one, I could make it smaller. And then just add, like, this button, let's say. this one, or do I go with a yellow one? Yellow would be too close to that. There's the brown, but I don't like it, so maybe this one is the best. Okay, so this one I can cut down because basically I want to round all the corners at the same time. So I want to decide what I'm going to do with the card before I do that. Okay, so put that aside. So this one would be like that, and then like this, and then this one would have a button. Okay, and then I have some lace, like I said, that I could use. So maybe just put a lace at the bottom. But will that be pretty, or will that look weird? And of course I didn't put the I did not put the base on it, like the white paper, you know what I mean. So I could use that, and let's take this one just for the purpose of seeing how this would look. So I would probably raise this up a bit, or I don't put this and I just put the card, which I think would be probably better. But then, do I feel that it's enough, or do I put the card like on top like that? I could do that too. I could actually raise it up with a foam. I think that could be fun. Okay, so I will be making one of those. So same as this one. Okay. And this one goes with the lace. It has a little mark, so I'm going to actually erase my pencil mark instead, because it has a little defect on it. Okay, so this is that, and that one is with the lace. I'm going to put it aside with the lace. Now we've got these two here. So what could be fun? I do have a bluish button. So I could put a bluish button on it. So I think I might have one with lace, two with ribbons, and two with buttons. So this one would go with this, and we said the ones with the buttons, I was gonna reduce this here, the size of this piece, so we see more of the background. So reduce this down. Or do I have one that's smaller than this? No. no, they're all the same size. Okay. So, and I need to make sure that I put aside some of the extras for the cover. So like I need to put this aside for the cover and a piece of this aside for the cover, because I'm going to need to put a card together. It's still going to be very pretty with this. Okay, so put that. And I'll probably put some lace. That could be fun, because if I do one lace inside, I could put the lace outside. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Okay, so this, and then the last one, so I don't need more buttons, I've got enough. And where is my thread? Have some twine, because I want to put some twine in the buttons. Have some here on top, because that would be pretty to put a little bow on inside that. So that's what I'm going to do. And for this one, this last one, we said we're going to do ribbon. So I'm going to keep this piece fairly big. Fairly big. And then I'm gonna do, and probably one I'll put the bow like on here and the other one on there. I could have used this again, because I don't need that big for the other card. And okay, so that will go here to be used for later. Okay, so there's that, and I will be putting the ribbon there. So ribbon, need to make sure that I put the ribbon on it right away, because otherwise I forget. And I forget to put it like underneath the paper, and that's really annoying after. And I need 2 bows, and my bow easy. Oops. I'm gonna do them double. I really do like the look of double bows. I did cut it a bit small, but I don't like wasting seam binding. This one is the one I love the most, the UGG Snug. I had to order this a while back from the States, because I couldn't find it here. And I loved it so much because it has this like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it looks shabby chic. Like I know that now you can't use that term anymore. It's more like cottagecore that you're supposed to be using, from what I read, because somebody trademarked the name of shabby chic. Seems strange to me that you can actually trademark that, but anyway. The world is a strange place to me. Okay, so that aside. So I've got my bow. Okay. So there we go. That's going to be for the other one, which was down here, I believe. And then this one will have that, and it needs to have this here to raise it up. Because otherwise it's going to be bended, like it's not going to look as good. I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. And I'm just going to start. So I said I wanted to round off the edges. Just empty out my crocodile. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna do, let's see, how big is this? Just want a piece of paper to try it out. Okay, that's too big. Oh, strange. It feels too big, but this one is going to be even bigger. Yeah, it has to be the quarter. See, I knew I had another one. I have the 1/8 and the 3/8. So let's try the 1/8. That's 3/8. I think it's the 1/8 that I want. Okay, so I'm going to use the 1/8 and do all of those. For some reason, it doesn't close properly anymore. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm going to do all of those. Said 1/8. Okay, so it just gives a nice, like, little extra detail. And that one is already done. Okay. Okay, so this is done. I want to make sure that I don't mess up my what I've took so long to decide. So even though I'm going to do them all one after the other, I'm still going to put the card back together, because I've got a feeling otherwise I'm going to be wondering which one was which. I could take a picture, but my phone is not next to me, so too much trouble to go and get it. And my video is already super long. It's going to be a pain in the behind to edit, but it's okay. I've got time now. I've got time. Honestly, it was really exciting not to be stressed out about the fact that it was Sunday yesterday. Like, it was really, really nice. this is hard on the hand. Wouldn't want to be doing this all day. It's a good thing it's only 5 cards because I'm getting quite tired of it already. Just opening up doesn't help my doesn't help with the papers flying all over. Okay, so here, this, and this. And finally that one. And then the next thing is going to be distressing the images. Actually, I think I'm going to do the buttons next. Put the twine in the buttons. Just because once I've got my hands all messed up with the inks, I'm not sure I'm going to want to be playing with the ribbon. I should probably also pull out a baby wipe before I do anything else, so that I'm ready to wipe out my hands after. Okay, so the button is gonna go. So here we go. I love buttons as embellishment. I've got so many and I don't use them enough. But see, this card is going to be these cards are going to be ones without a bling, which is also rare because I often put bling in my on my cards. But I think I just love how fresh and sweet they look. I think they would make a really nice Mother's Day gift, or a birthday gift, or whatever gift. But I need to make my little folders. I'm hoping to make them possibly this week. And I have some cards that I started that I didn't finish. So I need to do those also to be able to include them. Also, if you're from Canada and you're interested in buying something, paper, like cards like this, or the playing cards, Etsy, for some reason it's super expensive to ship through Canada with the tracking. It's really expensive, and unfortunately if I don't send it with the tracking, I get dinged by Etsy and they remove my stars. So I really need to do the sale and put trackings. This being said, it's very expensive, and maybe you would prefer to just have it in regular mail. If that's the case, you can reach out to me, and what I could do for you guys is to do a PayPal invoice. So you would still get, why did I put it away? You would still get an invoice, so you've traceability that you've purchased something, and you know, I'm not gonna just pocket your money. But this way I would be able to ship it through regular mail without tracking, and without which would be less expensive because it would just be in a bubble envelope, and but it would take obviously more time than expedited shipping. So you have to be aware of that. But it might be an option. Because if I try to do it through Etsy, as I said, it's I get dinged if I ship anything that doesn't have a tracking number. They can remove my star rating. And I really need that star because it makes the difference between them, you know, putting my items on their website more, and then if I don't have the star rating. So I really want to be able to keep my stars, but at the same time I feel bad for all my Canadian folks that can't have proper shipping. And I don't understand why it's so expensive to ship in Canada, where it costs less to ship to California or to Texas than it does to ship through Ontario, which is crazy to me because it's much less. Going to Ontario is much quicker, but I don't know. I really don't understand it. So that's an option I can do for you guys. I figured I would mention it because I don't think I've mentioned it in the past, and in the past I've tried to send it still through Etsy, but it just makes it a lot more difficult for me. So I thought of the PayPal option would be good, and you still can pay with your credit card and whatever. And basically you just have to, once I send out the invoice, you just have to press the button that you want to pay it, and then it's going to bring you to a screen where you're going to have the option of how you want to pay it. I'm also thinking that there are certain things I would like to sell. Some of my crafting stuff that I don't necessarily use. However, I can't sell it on Etsy because it's not vintage items, and it's not something I made, and so it violates their policy. So I'm not quite sure how I could go about it. Might do the same type of stuff. Maybe put maybe I can use my website and put pictures of items I would like to sell, and then if you are interested, then I can do a PayPal invoice and then ship it to you once it's paid. Let me know what you think about that, or if you have other ideas, because before I could do this through Etsy, but now I can't anymore. They've changed the rules, so they're forever changing rules. But I'm very pleased because I've been spending more time doing my Etsy store. They're recommending me more, so I'm making more sales. So that's good. And if that continues, then maybe I can do this for the long term. I would love that. And I want to get back to doing a video a week for all you guys. So that's part of my goal as well. And maybe more. I don't know. Or would you be okay for me to do a video a week, but that it's not necessarily card making? I would love to know. Sometimes I like doing other stuff. And or like making embellishments, or making toppers that can be used as to make cards later. That might be something. Okay, so now we can just assemble, but it's been a long process. Okay, I said I was gonna wipe out my hands, and I was forgetting to do it. So yeah, it's been a long video, but and I feel like my lips are super dry, and my throat is super parched. So a bit of water. That's one thing I noticed last week, is that I used to have a big pitcher of water next to me at the office, and so that would remind me to drink a lot of water. Well, a lot. To drink water in general, because I tend to forget. And now that I wasn't working, I tend to forget to drink water, and then obviously I get headaches, and it's not good for you. So I need to remember to drink more water. I would love to know if you have tricks. Let me know. So this is just lace from the dollar store, and it's lace that has glue on the back, which makes it convenient if it works. But I've had it for a while, so it's possible that it doesn't work the way it used to. Doesn't lift as easily, and I kind of like the frayed edge. It goes with my shabby decor look. So okay, so that I can put aside. This I can put aside. And I said I want to mount this. So actually it's at the top that I want to mount. At the bottom, I think I'm just gonna put some glue, maybe Suquan tape, to make sure that it sticks to the lace. Because not everything will stick to the lace. I also want to start reading more, because I haven't been reading as much. You know, like, you have to, when you work full time, you have to decide what you're gonna do. And as you know, when I did the video saying, well, I want to do more Etsy, and obviously I need to let go some things, and I was letting go YouTube. That wasn't the only thing I was letting go. I was also letting go a lot of reading. The only reading I was doing is listening to audiobooks while I'm cleaning products, or, you know, preparing items for Etsy. That was what I would do. And listen to audiobooks when I was driving into work. But I wasn't reading as much other than that. And now I'm gonna have more time for it. See, the fact that I've raised it makes it so that it's not flat here and then lifting on the other side. Like it looks more even. I think it looks pretty good. So that's the first card. Let's make the second. So for this one, I need to make sure that I put this, because otherwise I'm gonna forget. And my trick is always to glue down the ribbon, make sure that it's straight, and then put glue back on top so that you make sure that it doesn't shift. I'll glue that down on top of this. And then glue this down. this on top of that. And put my little bow. I could put it directly in the middle, actually. I think I'm going to put it directly in the middle of this one. And here's the second card. I always love when you leave me comments of what you've been up to. I haven't been commenting back as much as I used to. I'm very sorry. I tried to comment back on everybody, but I was really busy during, like, trying to catch up and working a lot of hours, actually. So I wish all the best for the person that the VP. Hopefully he's hands-on and not one of those persons that expect everybody else to do the job for them, because they're going to be in for a surprise. Because I've had VPs in the past who never would do the actual work. They were always expecting other people to be doing the work for them, which is maybe very nice for in big corporate places, but in a small setting, like, you have to be hands-on and you have to be able to help your team. And you know, last year when when the shit hit the fan, I was actually entering purchasing invoices and doing the deposits and all of that stuff. Like, in my head, there's no job that's too small. If it needs to be done, it needs to be done, and that's it. But I know that there's a lot of people that wouldn't have wanted to even do it, and you know, just feels like you're letting your team down when you do that. But that's my own personal opinion. Not everybody thinks like me, clearly, and shall see how they fare. Not that I'm gonna know, so I'm not gonna be following them. Here we go. It's kind of sad too, because I was gonna make I had a colleague whose birthday was coming up, and I was gonna make a card, and one of my team member was saying how she was excited because I hadn't been making cards for a while because I was out on sick leave in the past year. So she was saying how she missed having the handmade cards. Well, that's not gonna happen anymore. Okay, so, and I put the button on that side, so I'm gonna put this one on this side. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I think they're super sweet, and just perfect thing to wish spring along. So here's the last one. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, there's many ways, different ways for you guys to support me if you're interested. Just by being here and watching till the end, it means a lot. And if you do like the thumbs up and you leave comments, that also lets YouTube know that you're interested, and they will promote my video to other people. And if that happens, then obviously of having more people come, and the more people that come, the more chance I have of possibly being able to do this and do more content for you guys. I still remember the days where I used to do a video a day. Those times are long past, but I'm not saying I would go back to a video a day, but I could do a few videos a week. I would love to do that. So can't wait to know your thoughts, what you've been up to, and just sending you lots and lots and lots of love, and hopefully nice weather. And that's it. Take care, and thank you for being here with me. Love you. Bye.